So it's nice to see each of you, and to start, I'd like to hear from each of you about your interpretation about why you're here today. Mm-hmm. And as each of you share, just listen to one another and try and be open and understanding of each other's perspectives. So if you don't mind, can we start with you, Mrs. Russ? Why are you here today?
You know, I'm here today because I have some concerns about my daughter and her life choices. And I'm concerned that my son is leaving our home, and he really just has been the backbone of our family since my husband left and is just critical. And so I'm really concerned that it's just not the right time for him to go, and that my daughter is just throwing her life away.
Okay. So it sounds like you have a lot of concern for your daughter, mm-hmm. and for your son as well, and that you want the best for them.
Yeah, you could say that.
So, Sarah, can we hear from you next? What's your interpretation about why you're here today?
I'm just really annoyed by my mom. You know, she's trying to control everything I do. She's trying to dictate my life. Nothing I do is ever good enough for her. So, you just need to fix her.
Okay. So it sounds like what you're saying is that you feel like what you're doing, it's not good enough, doesn't measure up to your mom's.
She could just go to school and have a career.
Hold on just one moment. So what she's saying is that she doesn't feel like she measures up to your standards, and that's challenging for you, and so that's why you're here today.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. And Jacob, can we hear from you? Why are you here today?
Well, I'm going to school soon, and I'm really excited, but I'm also pretty scared of what's going to happen at home because I don't know. I just don't know.
Okay, so you're going to school soon, and you kind of feel in the middle of these two, and
yeah, I feel
he's just a really excellent communicator, and so he just really keeps the family together. He's been the man of the house since my husband left, and he just really knows how to bridge the gap between me and my daughter.
I'd like to just hear from Jacob, and then we'll each take turns sharing your perspective. So is there anything else that you wanted to say, Jacob?
Well, I just feel like I'm constantly mediating between them two, and I just hope that I just can get a chance to go to school, you know, and
it's just really not a good time for him to leave.
I just really want to go. Like, I heard that's really great, and even the great professor there at Bledsoe, like he gives chocolate gummy bears for Pete's sake, and I just want to go, and my hope is just that, you know, they can get along, and I can just be able to do that without any sense of stress.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing your interpretations about why you're here today. What I'd like to do next is for you each to understand the things that you value in your life, and I'd like for you to hear what each other values as you share that. So let's just each take turns sharing what each of you values, and then you can have a chance to hear one another as you're sharing your values. So Mrs. Russ, will you start for us? Will you share one of your key values?
I just really value that my children are on the right path, and that they're going to be making right.
So what I'd like to do next is for you each to identify one positive attribute about your family that you can think of. One thing that you really think is a strength to your family. So Mrs. Russ, can you start by identifying one strength?
I think something positive is that we've really, stuck it through since my husband left. It's been really hard, and I think that in our own ways, we've really just stuck it through, and we haven't given up on each other.
Okay. I want you to think about one concrete step that you can each take this week to take a step towards kind of mending or healing that original thing that you said you came in here for. And also think about the values that you communicated and the strengths that your family has. So Mrs. Russ, what's one concrete step that you think you can take this week?
Well, my daughter says that she thinks she's making great life choices, and even though I disagree, I can sit down with her and listen to her and let her share with me what her plan is for her life, if
Okay.
it's not what I want it to be. Yes.
Okay, Sarah, and what do you think is one thing that you can do this week?
I think I can also try my best to listen to my mom and see what's her definition of my well-being. What does that mean to her? And just trying to understand instead of just constantly fighting about it.
Okay, and Jacob, what do you think one step is that you can take this week?
I mean, what they said was great because then that will leave me out of it. But I also think maybe, I don't know, my mom thinks that probably not the right time, but it'd be great if she can like go with me to go visit the school to see how
I can do that. I can do that.
how great it is and like opportunities that it has and stuff.
Okay, well, why don't you each try and implement those steps this week, and then you can come back and we can all discuss how that went. And in the meantime, I'd like to give each of you a homework assignment. And these homework assignments, this one's called 3 Good Things. And this week, each night, I want you to just write down 3 good things that you like about your family. And then next week also, as part of the session, you can share those things with each other.
Great.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
you.